video today wearing my John Hay Senior shirt that I paid a lot of money for. So yeah. But anyway, this whole week has been kind of crazy, and not in the sense in a busy sense. It's just in the sense that I haven't really been able to think of any ideas for videos, and it's just been hectic. So I was sitting up here thinking, what can I make a video about? What can I do? Something that's decent, something that's not just thrown together. And I've also been experimenting with different like photo editing stuff. So I finally realized how to make my own custom thumbnail on my iPod, because on my computer I really don't have any pictures or anything like that. Seeing this is the family's computer. So I've learned how to do it on my computer, on my iPod. And in case you know, it's a Charles and shooting video I made. Now as a custom thumbnails, that's more so just a test. I just wanted to see what it would look like. All my thumbnails won't look like that, of course. Some of them will look better. Some of them will look about the same, but it'll be some variety there, definitely. So, in any case, I decided to talk about a topic today, and basically it's Injustice Gods Among Us for all you comic people there, because of Comic Con's been going on and stuff. So I've been reading, because I played the game I have it on my mobile device and I have it on console. Also, have been reading the comic books. I don't have the comic books physically. I go on like YouTube and stuff and listen to other people read them because it's cheaper, and I don't really have money. So it was I feel like that kind of gives you like the backstory before the actual Injustice game, where because by the time we get to the game, it's like year 4 or 5 of Superman's rule and stuff, and Batman's finally called in certain members of the Justice League to come help him. But in any case, I have to say I really do like it, actually, and it's pretty action packed. It kind of gave me the feel. It went more in depth than the storyline did in the games, where on console it just says, well, Superman, Joker somehow got Superman to kill Lois and his unborn child, which led to the destruction of Metropolis. But we don't know exactly what the Joker did, how he wound up getting Superman to do that. And so now that now we kind of have like some insight as to, well, this is what he did. He basically used Scarecrow's fear toxin laced with kryptonite, and basically caused Superman to think he was fighting Doomsday, rocket her into space, and of course, because she's a human, he killed her ultimately. And so, I was like, okay, so now we know how. Excuse me. Oh, okay, now we know how that happened. And after that, it's just really like a chronicle of, Batman putting his team together, making like a rebellion, so to speak, against Superman. You see a lot of characters getting involved now. A lot of them are split. They do show Captain Marvel, or there's a lot of him as Shazam. Questioning Superman's motives, even though it's a guy that he looks up to, deeply, immensely, and, he thinks of him as, well, hey, this is my role model. But after seeing what Superman is doing, he begins to question it. You see people like Mr. Mixie Pitlick, I'm sorry, I have trouble pronouncing that. And you have people like the Spectre, who at least we thought was the Spectre, and it turned out to be Mixie Pitlick in disguise. So he poses being the Spectre, so he could go and help Superman out, just all in the name of still being continually, till he could continue to prank him and stuff. You see people like John Constantine come in. For those of you who don't know who John Constantine is, there's actually a movie by Keanu Reeves. It was, I think, 2003. It's called Constantine. It's a very great movie. I would advise that you check it out. Basically, John Constantine is a man who descends from a long line of people who are magicians and such, but in this instance, he's much more than that, because his family line, actually, he descends from people who have the ability to outsmart and trick gods, in a sense. And so basically, you know, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time with him. But basically, you know, he's outsmarted gods and stuff like that, you know, highly. You know, even people like Trigon, who's also in this story, you know, for a brief moment. But yeah, I thought it was really well written. I'm pretty sure they're gonna come out with some more because I think right now I think it's only up to year 3 or 4. But I thought it was pretty nice. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was well written. I'm pretty sure that, you know, we're gonna, because like from the beginning, you know, from the start, you know, they kind of, first person to really die who was a real casualty of this war was unfortunately Dick Grayson. And you know, basically the story with that is they were all fighting the people in Arkham Asylum, you know, trying to get them, prevent Superman from getting to them. Damian threw a temper tantrum like he always does, except this time he threw basically his baton at Dick. Dick then, you know, normally would catch it, but he was so involved in fighting or whatever, it hit him and it caused him to fall over on a, you know, hit his neck on a rock and it broke it. You know, in my opinion, that was you know, they could have killed Dick a little bit better than that. I mean, you know, come on, you gonna have my boy, you know, the dude who spars with Batman, the dude who's helped Batman on so many occasions, one of the oldest Robin, and you mean to tell me this dude dies from just tripping, for falling back or hitting his head on a rock? Like, come on now, you know, that's a bunch of crap in my opinion. So it was just, you know, I felt bad, but they had to do it because of how they were going to rewrite him, you know, in a later scene. So I guess it was okay for right now anyway. As long as he continues to have somewhat of an influential part, I guess I'll be fine with it. But pretty much that's what they did so far with Injustice, just explaining, you know, years 1, 2, 3, and I think I'm assuming 4 too, because I haven't looked at it in like a week or so. But yeah, it just pretty much chronicles, each year chronicles the different events that happen. Now, I guess it'll ultimately lead up to the point where we get to Injustice Gods Among Us, where, you know, Batman from the Insurgency actually calls in, you know, characters from the other world or whatever, you know, a parallel world to come help him. But it was just pretty intense, and I think you guys should definitely check it out because it is something that I would have to recommend to anybody. It's just amazing, really. The way it's written, you know, you kind of get a feel for the characters, you know, especially like Barbara and Jim Gordon, where we find out that Jim Gordon actually has cancer and he doesn't have long to live. And the super pills that they take and stuff like that has been speeding up his cancer. So, you know, it eventually gets to a point where he doesn't die, but it's assumed, I guess, that, you know, he goes out. They really weren't clear about this, but from what I saw, you know, you can look it up yourself. He basically goes off into, he's in the Watchtower. He tells Batman, well, this time is my turn to disappear on you. And then you just see kind of like a little star flash into space. I'm assuming he just jumped into space or whatever. We don't know. I'm going to assume that though. And that's about it. And, you know, unfortunately, Jim Gordon's dead now. So, you know, Barbara takes that hard, but she still was able to rebound and do her job. So, ultimately, I think it's very well written. I'm looking forward to any newer issues of it. And it's definitely a good read. It's intense, especially when you have other YouTubers read it. And, you know, some people have like their own little dramatic spin on it. You know, some people really get into it with the characters. You know, different characters, like different tense moments and stuff. It's just really fun. It's a real good read, and I definitely recommend it. And so that's pretty much all I have for this video segment, guys. I'm going to be trying out this new thing with these custom thumbnails, so bear with me here. And remember to drop a like or a comment if you enjoyed anything about this video, because it greatly helps me a lot. And, you know, if we get to 30 subscribers, then I'll start posting social media links and other things down in the description below. But until next time, I will catch you guys later.